chance to say something funny and see if you can get me to spit out my nose.
No, I'm not going to try to do that.
Lame.
That wasn't funny at all, was it?
Yeah, man. I was hoping you'd say something
No.
silly, like.
I can't come up with something off the top of my head like that. All right. So today's question is, what's the perfect sandwich for you? We'll start with that, but I want to get into let's say your Green Mile kind of stuff, last meal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting the chair?
Yeah, you're getting the chair.
What did I do?
Okay,
Yeah, let's set the scene. Wait.
Okay, that's a good. What did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Okay, hold on. No. What do you think I did? Let's just say you get a call from the police, right?
Yeah.
You haven't seen me in 6 months.
Right.
And you say, Mr. Jetzel, we have your son.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you may not know this, but he's already gone to trial, and he's getting the chair tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
What do you think I did?
I think the only thing that would take you there would be if somebody messed with your wife and you just beat him to death.
Yeah, I curb stomped him over it.
And by the way, that would probably be the only way I would get there as well.
No,
right?
you embezzled. I'm just
yeah,
playing.
that's
I'm
true.
just playing. You unwittingly, unknowingly embezzled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's funny. Here's the
yeah.
funny part about this. Jack and I, my other son Jack, we had this conversation the other day because
About the meal or about the crime?
about the crime.
Okay.
Somebody turned their kid in for murder,
Did you see it on the news or
something like that.
Okay.
And he said to me, "Would you turn me in for murder?" I said, "Yeah, I'd turn you in for murder." And he said, "What if it was an accident?" I said, "If it was if you hit somebody on the road,
Yeah.
and you came home and you said I hit somebody on the road, I would tell you go turn yourself in right now.
Yeah.
Let's not play that game.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I don't think it.
Yeah. Because not only do you have manslaughter, you've also fled the scene.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you do end up doing that,
Yeah.
there has to be consequences, right?
And there's probably meth involved or something, so you need help anyway. You know? You need to go to jail and get...
Jack on meth. Not you.
No, I'm saying me, you know?
Okay,
You're right,
yeah.
either...
Right.
Like I said, it's been 6 months since you've seen me.
Yeah.
So maybe I've gotten in with some seedy people and...
Yeah, that'd be crazy not to see you in 6 months. I don't know
know.
what I would do, man.
I know.
Even if we didn't see each other physically, we would talk every week at least.
I know, probably.
Yeah, because we talk twice a week on the phone now.
I know, and we still see each other all the time. Yeah.
So it's pretty far-fetched.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I could see you getting stuck in a position like that. Or if you were
suppose.
falsely accused and
Yeah.
ended up like the Green Mile.
The fugitive.
Right?
I'm on
Yeah.
the run. I didn't
Yeah.
kill my wife.
Yeah, it's a one-armed man.
I don't
swear.
care.
One-armed, one-legged man.
I'm Harrison Fording around and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
right. Or the other one, wrongly accused.
Yeah.
The one-armed,
The
one-legged, one-eyed man.
The spoof one. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. back to brass tacks, I
So
suppose.
favorite, the greatest sandwich. Like, it's
So
probably not a sandwich,
let me
right?
let me think through this.
Okay.
It's a hot sandwich.
I was going to say it has to be put in a panini.
Yeah, because I'm not really a cold sandwich guy.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless Gordon Ramsay wants to make me the ultimate peanut butter and jelly or something like that.
Dude, do you like a peanut butter and jelly?
I mean, who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly?
I know some people that don't like peanut butter and jelly.
Well,
But, yeah, you're right.
but I'm saying if a Michelin star restaurant dude has, you know,
There's probably, what you're saying is there's probably sandwiches we don't even know about out there.
yeah.
So could you negotiate with the Green Mile guys and say, hey, listen, I don't really know what my last meal's
Listen
gonna
here,
be.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what my last meal's going to be because I haven't really tried this
I'm
or
tired.
this or
I'm
this.
tired, boss.
Tired,
I'm
boss.
tired, boss.
Tired of people being angry with each other, boss.
Yeah.
No,
No,
but
if I could get hooked up with a gourmet peanut butter and jelly, right? Or because, you know, this might be white trash of me, but my extent with sandwiches pretty much goes,
pretty slim.
yeah, Jimmy John's.
Subway.
You know, Jimmy John's, Subway. There's a really nice place, I say, it's their San Francisco sourdough.
Yeah.
So let me think through this, right? It's a hot sandwich. I'd probably go sourdough bread.
Probably go sourdough bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, dude, I can't even say because there's something gourmet out there that I have no idea exists, and it's probably on pumpernickel or something like that. You know what I mean?
If it's my last one, though,
Yeah.
I'm getting like the 20-foot long one.
Sure. Yeah.
Just draw it out as long as you
Yeah.
can.
Well, in that case,
size.
my final meal is all you can eat pancakes. That way it never ends.
The buffet?
Yeah. Golden Corral.
A hot buffet.
Yeah, I'm not done yet, right? Okay,
Yeah.
time to get in the chair. I'm not done yet.
I know I've been sitting here
It
for an
says
hour,
all
but
you
I'm
can
letting
eat.
it-
Yeah. Yeah. Red Robin
Dude,
steak
but,
fries.
But you
know what
say
I mean?
that though, but then I think, because I'm thinking of something pretty extravagant, but then you say IHOP, and I'm thinking pancakes and scrambled eggs and bacon and sausage and ham.
A breakfast buffet would rock.
A big old glass of milk sounds dang good sometimes
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Man, how
So
hard
let-
would it be?
Let me
to
think
pick your last
about this
meal.
sandwich thing, because I know there are some people out there that go, it would be a turkey on rye with a gabagool on that,
Why is he a mobster?
because New York people love sandwiches. I don't know what it
Okay.
is.
You just went into mobster
I'm pretty
mode.
sure that people in the northeast
All right.
love sandwiches.
All right, Don. A gabagool.
I figure anybody who knows a good sandwich has got to be up there.
You know what? That's true, and they know good food.
I would anticipate that the best sandwiches in the world are up in that region.
You know what?
Sorry,
I'm gonna,
in at least in the United States.
I'm gonna question that.
Where do you think a barbecue sandwich from down south?
Well, I just think that they think everything they have in New York is the best. I don't think it is. You go up there and
Yeah.
they're like, "You never had a better sandwich
You
than
never
this."
had a better slice
And
of
I'm like,
slice
"Yeah, I have."
of za.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Shelly made some pretty good cornbread.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So I think they think it's great.
You
and they
might be
scream about
right,
it
but
being
until
great.
I experience otherwise, I'm inclined to believe
You're
them.
inclined to believe those.
I don't.
guys.
Yeah, I like that fantasy.
Southern barbecue, man.
Yeah, it would be hard to some kind of pulled pork sandwich.
Which, yeah, that's
But let me break it down, right?
on a bun that has some melted cheese.
With
on
my
it.
limited experience in sandwiches,
Okay.
right? It would probably be a sourdough. If I'm just going to build it based on what I really like salami. Salami's pretty good.
Okay. Like the spiciness of it.
I like I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know enough about sandwiches, right?
Right. Well, let's move it to the green.
Let me
last
say my
meal. What are some of
my
your
favorite
meals?
sandwich that I can just go get whenever is
Right.
from that San Francisco sourdough place.
Right.
And I think it's pastrami, and it's got coleslaw on it.
Oh,
And it's a hot sandwich. It's
the
really
coleslaw
good.
is cold on the warm sandwich.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
gotcha.
It's good stuff.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But that's a sandwich
Yeah.
that you like. And
But is a hamburger a sandwich?
dude, you can't beat a good hamburger, man.
Because if a hamburger counts as a sandwich, I'm gonna have a hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Or
are you
a
gonna
chicken
get a gourmet
sandwich or
hamburger?
something.
You're just gonna head straight to Whataburger.
Wait, what?
You're gonna get a gourmet hamburger, or are you just gonna have them?
You know what?
Head to Whataburger.
Like I said, this is all. I hope take this with a grain of salt. This is just me being uncultured, right? I haven't had a gourmet or a high level burger that's beat out
Just
what
a
you can
burger.
get beat out
Yeah.
what you can get a Whopper or a Big Mac. At least, and that's my unsophisticated palate.
I think that's
I
what
think
it
that's
is.
what it is.
I think the Jetzels, we have what I call a non-pretentious palate.
I like
Which,
unsophisticated.
if it's reasonably good and
Yeah.
it's tasty,
I haven't experienced a burger yet that's made me go,
that made you roll your eyes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I haven't been to Gordon Ramsay's spot,
I hear you.
right?
Yeah.
And I haven't been to, I don't know.
What else? Whatever other ones are.
Yeah. I haven't been to, yeah.
And-
I made you a deconstructed burger with, and that's not my thing.
With a
you know?
pate.
Yeah. And maybe that's the best there is.
And a reduced
Yeah,
sauce. like
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
kinda
Gordon,
my
if you're
issue.
watching this,
Yes.
get us out there, man, because
we
I
want
will.
to taste the ultimate Gordon burger.
Yeah, the go burger, the go burger,
We gotta
the go burger.
the Gordon burger.
Yeah.
You know what? When you watch him make it though, it makes your mouth water because the way he talks about it. You know what I'm saying?
He also makes it look real easy, like you can make it yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a video of him making the perfect scrambled eggs, which is a Jetzel staple. We like ourselves some
we do.
scrambled eggs.
Sure.
And when he does it, you're like, I could make the ultimate scrambled eggs at home,
Right.
but I feel like I couldn't.
Then when you make them,
I haven't tried it.
You haven't tried it?
I'll have to do that. I'll have to
know
pull
what?
up the video and we try to make it.
Tomorrow I'm
But
having
his
the
were also
ultimate-
kind of runny, and I don't know if I like my scrambled eggs all that runny.
Yeah, ours are usually pretty solid.
Solid. You know
We
what?
don't- we
I
don't-
do like. I take that back. I do like a little bit of.
You like them a little runny?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure I'd like his.
Well, maybe the pretentious palate that he has that wouldn't translate as well to us. And I haven't
know.
eaten at his restaurant, by the way.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't remember what I had. Now, I'm sure it was fine.
Is that the best restaurant you've ever been to?
No.
What's the best restaurant you've ever been to?
The restaurant I remember going, holy crap.
Ruth's Chris?
Ruth's Chris, yeah.
The steakhouse.
and it was somebody took me there and ordered for me. This is how,
Yeah.
you know, when people say cultured,
Yeah.
you know, you need to have some culture. I always, you know my take on that. Yeah, let me drop you off in my neighborhood where I grew up. There's some culture there, right?
Yeah.
But they're talking about high culture, right? The ballet
Yeah.
and the opera and fancy restaurants. And I never really went to fancy restaurants growing up.
Yeah.
So I
I
experienced.
remember in one of our other episodes, you didn't even go to restaurants, let alone fancy ones.
I think we went to one that I remember in my
when you
grandma
were like
took us.
17 or 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't go to restaurants, right? But I do remember going to this Ruth's Chris, and it was with a group. We all worked for the same company, and he had like a family style, and they brought steaks and all the fixings, and the steak was melt. It was the best I've ever
It like
tasted.
you sliced through it
Right.
easy, and then it melted in your
And
mouth.
I've been back since then. As a matter of fact, just a few months ago, a friend of mine had a coupon or
a gift
or
card.
a freebie,
Yeah.
and he took me. He and his wife took me, which is great of them.
Yeah.
And I had a steak again, and I shared it with them because they had other stuff.
They got seafood or something lame.
I don't know what they got, but I sliced into
Yeah.
it with my finger. I cut it. It was so
Yeah,
tender.
it was so tender.
And the lady said, and I just went like, my
And
head.
you like leaned back in your
Yeah,
chair
and
like
she
that.
said, "Is it really that good?" And I said, "Just I
Take a
handed
bite.
it."
Yeah.
And
but not that big a bite because I want it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how you're supposed to be in those restaurants.
Yeah.
But I just stuck my plate in
Yeah,
front of her.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I said, "Take a bite. Take a
Yeah,
bite."
you might as well have been open your mouth.
Yeah.
Could
Oh
you
yeah,
imagine
just throw it in like I'm at a cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah,
restaurant. Yeah.
What dang it? What do they call it?
Yeah.
Oh man, hibachi? Is it hibachi?
I think it is hibachi. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ohio.
Ohio.
Law. And I'm not doing a voice. I'm doing Beverly Hills Ninja. Before you try to get me on something there,
yeah, you're doing
I'm
Beverly
not
Hills
doing.
Ninja. You're doing Beverly Hills
I'm doing
Ninja,
Beverly Hills
definitely.
Ninja. I'm doing Chris Farley.
Yes,
I
and I have
promise.
been to a hibachi.
Okay.
And the food is fine, right? And
Is that what it's called? I feel like we might be wrong on it.
Well, we're going to call it hibachi for the sake of the fact that that's the word we know. Yeah. And they cook your food in front of you on a big flat thing, and they
Yeah.
make the onion tower,
Yeah.
volcano,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Dang it.
Whatever it's called. We think it's hibachi, but we could be wrong.
I don't think it is. I think we might be wrong.
Okay. Well, whatever
We'll
it
see-
is.
we'll see, though.
Yeah. That tells you how uncultured we
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
But I mean, I didn't even have Ruth's Chris till I was in my 40s.
Sure.
Because me and Shelly didn't eat like that either.
Yeah.
When we first got married, we'd
Yeah.
go to fast food restaurants or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And she didn't have an extremely sensitive palate either.
Yeah.
So it wasn't any big deal to us.
So, if you're gonna do your final meal, are you going extravagant or are you going familiar?
Well, I always go familiar
Okay.
because I'd rather.
I think I would go familiar too.
Yeah. Whenever I go to restaurants,
I wouldn't
usually
tell
get
the guard.
same-
I wouldn't say, hey, bring me the nicest steak.
Right.
I would say, bring me a Texas Roadhouse steak.
Right.
Or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Bring me what I'm familiar with.
Right. Something
Yeah.
you've had before and you know you can trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And whenever I go to different places, I always get the exact same thing. And if they have a new special, sometimes I'll try that to see if it is better than what I've normally
Sure,
had.
sure.
But I don't usually go outside of my standard.
Yeah.
You know.
So what is
Because-
what is the final meal? Is it steak and potatoes?
I think for me at this point, it would probably be Costa Vida because I want to be thinking of Shelly while I'm eating.
Costa
And I had that last night.
Costa Vida, by the way, is a Chipotle style Mexican place.
Yes.
Where you've got all of the fixins and they make
Right.
it in front of you.
Yeah,
Right.
and Shelly and I used
I
to
think
go
it's
there
kind
all
of
the
a
time.
Northwest thing. I think
Could
I've
be.
only seen it like in Idaho and Utah, so it's not. I don't know if it's around Costa Vida. There's also like Cafe Rio.
Cafe Rio, Chipotle.
It's all
There's a
kind of the
couple
same
of them.
thing.
Yeah.
So you do
Well,
chicken salad.
Yeah, just a salad with chicken strips on it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I would go that. Or, maybe a Ruth's Chris steak. I mean, I don't know. I'd have plenty of time to think about it.
Yeah, I suppose.
If I'm on the Green Mile,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, plenty of solitary confinement time. Yeah.
What else are you going to think about? You want to keep your mind off what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
most inmates in solitary are drawing naked ladies on their cell. You're in there drawing burritos.
Burritos and Shelly. Or Shelly eating a burrito.
Yeah.
Which would be the Costa Vida salad, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I might go burrito too.
Simple.
I think The burrito is my favorite food in the whole world,
Okay.
right? And the
Right.
reason I like it is because it's a delivery system for whatever you want to put in it.
That's true. You got a
Right?
breakfast burrito.
Breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Right? I want to take a tortilla over to a Chinese place and be like, put the chow mein in there and put the orange chicken in there, and I want to eat that as a burrito.
You know what? That might be something we have to try sometime, huh?
I think
Beef and broccoli inside a burrito don't sound bad.
with a bunch of steamed or fried rice in there and stuff like that. See, I think every restaurant in America should have a burrito option where you can. They'll wrap it up,
Or whatever their version of the burrito shell is, right?
yeah,
Maybe I know because I know the Greeks have the
pita.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Mediterranean.
Right.
Yeah, which is what a gyro or a gyro or a euro is or whatever. You know what I mean?
We're so uncultured.
I think it's technically a euro, right? But it's gyro. You know,
For years I called it a gyro. I don't know if I've ever eaten one, by the way.
that's what it is. It's a pita with lamb meat in it,
Okay.
right? And then usually the tzatziki sauce, which is kind of like a Greek yogurt with some
Okay.
flavorings in it.
I got you.
And then hummus if you want it. By the way, my favorite thing when I lived in Germany on my internship, the best thing was it was called a doner,
Okay.
right? And it was Mediterranean. They have a lot of Turkish people
Okay.
in Germany,
Gotcha.
and you'd go in and you'd order the doner, and they'd have that big gyrating. I think that's why they call it because it's a big lamb meat thing. That's
And they just slice it
and
off.
they slice
I've seen
lamb
them do
meat
that.
into
Gotcha.
a big tortilla pita type thing. That was my favorite thing I would have
You
in
know what?
Germany.
You just said something that reminded me how much I love donuts, though. I'm not sure
Ooh.
if I'm going to die anyway and I don't have to watch what I eat,
Yeah.
I might have a big old pile of chocolate donuts and ice cream, mint
cream.
chocolate chip ice cream.
Yep.
Or now,
Wait.
you were going
I
to
think
say-
you know where I'm going.
I think so.
We haven't brought up something, and I know for a fact it's your favorite food.
Okay.
And
okay.
you haven't said it, and I can't believe you haven't said it.
Okay.
Bro, don't pretend like you're not having fried chicken for your last meal.
Yeah, that's right. But it has to be Don Hobgood's mom's fried chicken.
Okay.
So
Have you told the story about Don Hobgood's mom?
I don't know if I have or not.
Tell that story real quick because we need the context of
Okay. So when I was a kid, I used to play on a football team called the Oak Cliff Jets.
it. Okay.
And this is back in Dallas. And I grew up in an area called Oak Cliff. And kind of an inner city area. And I was one of the only white kids around. Well, and by the way, at 10 years old, we're playing full 11 on 11, full contact. We had full contact football in elementary school
Okay.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But
Nowadays,
anyway,
you have to join like a club to do that, I think.
maybe. I don't even know if they do that. You know,
It might be only flag
might
at that
be only
age.
flag until middle school. But anyway, I played for the Oak Cliff Jets, and one of the kids was named Don Hobgood. And after practice one day, it was on a Saturday. Don says, "My mama said you could come over and have lunch with us."
I'm taking a guess. I'm assuming, and because I like building the context.
Yeah.
Don Hobgood was a black kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a big giant black kid.
Did he play D-line or something?
He was an offensive lineman. Yeah.
Okay. What did
And
you play as a 10-year-old?
I was a skill position player, either a quarterback,
And that's just because you were skinny.
because I was white.
Yeah.
This is in the
Yeah.
70s
Yeah.
when they look for white kids.
Now,
to
if you
play
were fat and
quarterback.
white, you would have been an O-lineman.
Yes.
But you were skinny and white.
Yes.
So you were playing
So I was either
free safety or
quarterback,
quarterback.
running back. And by the way, just so everybody knows, I was by far the least effective quarterback. There were so many
Sure.
kids on that team that would have been a better quarterback.
Yeah.
But they had me back there because and we had black coaches that would still put me at quarterback.
Even because back in the 70s, there weren't black quarterbacks.
there weren't black quarterbacks. Yeah.
Who was? I think I know the answer to this. Who was the first black quarterback that like mainstream people would know? Is it Warren Moon?
Warren Moon was one of them.
Okay.
But I think the one you're thinking of played quarterback for the Redskins. I'm sorry, the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Yeah.
The team formerly known as the
Right.
Redskins.
And he played for Grambling, which is a Southern all-black school. And then he played
like
for
an HBCU.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he played for the Redskins and ended up winning a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Doug, can't remember his last name now, but really good black
Okay.
quarterback.
But those are the two dudes that broke the color barrier
Yeah,
for
for
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks.
Okay.
So back then they put me at quarterback, and there's so many kids that could
Sure.
they could throw better, run better,
Sure.
everything better. But
Yeah.
I was quarterback. But yeah, so Don Hobgood says my mom said you could come over and have lunch with me, and where I grew up, If you got invited to go, your parents taught you. If somebody says you can have lunch with us, go. We don't
You
care.
go. Yeah.
And my parents I would disappear at 8 a.m. in the morning on Saturday and come home when the street lights went on.
Sure.
I mean, so they didn't care where I was at.
Yeah.
As long as I came home that night, they wouldn't start searching for me,
Sure.
So we leave, practice, go to Don Hobgood's
They might wait till
house.
the next morning to start searching for you.
No, they would search for me that night because they have.
They're like, dang, we didn't have to feed him lunch or dinner. We might be able to not
Dude,
feed
I
him
got a
breakfast.
story about them not forgetting about me.
Okay. Finish Don
Yeah,
Hobgood.
yeah.
So Don Hobgood says, hey, my mom said you can come over eat, and you said, I'm there.
I'm on it. So we go to Don Hobgood's mom's house. I sit down. We walk in the house. You could smell it. And she placed some crispy fried chicken, and it was collard greens and cornbread and just all the staples of Southern.
Yeah.
And I took a bite of that
So
chicken.
I just want to picture it, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a fried chicken place in Utah that's supposed to be the best in this region
Right.
that I've had.
Right.
And there was something distinct about it that I remember.
Right.
And it was, you could see the seasoning in the breading.
Yeah. You could see it on
Okay,
Don
which is
Hobgood's
not
mom's
KFC,
too. Right.
Albertsons, right?
Right.
But and that's the thing I remember about that place is I could see the specks of
Yeah,
whatever
whatever it was.
seasoning they were using in that breading.
Yeah.
And I thought this must be the sign of
Well, when
elite
she brought it
fried
out,
chicken.
sometimes the skin will fall off or it's kind of wet or whatever.
Yeah.
But this stuff, you touched it and it was solid, right? And you're like,
Yeah. It wasn't greasy or anything.
no.
Okay.
And you bite into it and it's like, it makes that sound.
Yeah.
And the chicken is, the juice of the chicken it felt like it went into my veins.
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I remember thinking, I'm getting goosebumps reliving this memory.
Yeah.
Because this fried chicken was like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah.
And I had fried chicken before, but my mom never made it. It's
That
not
good.
easy to make.
Yeah,
Right.
no. It's easy
At
to
home.
burn. It's easy to undercook.
It's easier to buy it at
Yeah,
churches or Kentucky Fried Chicken.
or
something.
Albertsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I tasted it, I had never had fried chicken like this before. And I'm like, and I think she saw me, Don Hobgood's mom. I don't know her name. And she was a big, giant, happy black lady.
Yeah.
And she said to me, you've never had chicken like that before, have you? And I said, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And she said, which is a very Texas thing.
Yep.
And she said, well, I have so much, you keep eating until you're full.
Oh, man.
And I said, yes, ma'am. And by the way, when you're a
By
kid,
the time you were done with that lunch, you could play O-line for the team.
let me tell you, yeah, I was a little thicker.
Yeah.
But I remember, when you grow up in Oak Cliff, they also teach you how to eat chicken, where you get every inch of every little piece of meat.
Yep.
You flip the chicken over, you move this side,
Yep.
you move right.
No
And so
chicken left behind.
No. There was when you suck the bones when you're done,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And I remember having some bones, and she would set another piece, and it was like she set all these different, the wings and the legs and everything, but it all tasted just like succulent.
Yeah.
And then she brought me some collard greens, and I'm like, "What are those?" And she said, "Just try them." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, buttery." I think she put a ham hock in the collard greens, so they had that
Oh
ham
my gosh.
flavoring. Cornbread that
man.
melted in your mouth. I was just like,
Okay, I've
holy
changed my
moly.
answer. I want Don Hobgood's mom's fried chicken for
They're gonna
my
be calling,
final meal.
Is this Don Hobgood's mom? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Don, if you're listening, if you're out there and you've got that recipe,
That's right.
Right.
We need it.
one day when this is big,
You know what?
we're
I
back.
don't really think it's the recipe though. I think it's the cook too.
Yeah.
Because I don't, and ever since that moment, by the way, I've been searching for that chicken. And
Yeah.
I've never found it.
Something that feels similar.
Yeah, and
to
I
it.
never found it, and I probably never will. And maybe I've eaten really good chicken, but the reality is that experience stayed with me.
Yeah.
Like you have those certain experiences in your life where you're like, this is an experience I'll never ever forget. It's set in stone. Nothing will be as good as this.
Yep.
And that's what it was. And
Yeah.
I still love fried chicken. I mean, and it's quick and easy, and we got a place nearby that I can run and grab some. It's pretty cheap and it's great.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not overly crazy about food. I mean, I eat because I have to, and I like
Sure,
the taste of things.
sure.
But donuts. Now
Okay.
we're going to get back to donuts for a second here,
Okay.
because you and I both have decided that on our birthdays, right? We do something different than birthday cake now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because we don't share a birthday. You're May 9th, I'm May 10th.
Right.
So we typically end up celebrating it together a lot of the times,
Sure.
right? And it's not just us. Anybody in the family, you get to, Sunday night we all get together for birthdays,
Right.
and you get to pick what we make for dinner, and then you get to pick. You don't have to do cake,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Which cake is the birthday thing, but if it's your birthday, why not pick the exact
Right.
dessert you
We've
want?
had strawberry cheesecake. We've had, yeah,
And the thing that we did this last year for the first time
that I'm gonna ask for forever now. Yeah.
is a warm donut with a scoop of vanilla ice cream right in that donut hole. Yeah,
It's like a bowl.
it's
meant for it.
that's what God intended. I think. I think we cracked the code on the donut.
We did. And
Yeah.
it's so unhealthy and so out there.
So good,
But
so good.
if that's got to be your last
And if
meal,
you can pick a donut baked or made by someone from Eastern Asia,
yes,
right?
The Koreans
From
can throw down
A
some
Korean
donuts.
donut or a Laotian donut,
Yeah.
they are the best donut makers.
And when I was growing up, I remember you drive past Dunkin' Donuts
yeah,
to the one shop that said donut.
yeah,
It didn't have a name.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, XYZ
And then on the
Donuts.
marquee it said "We Donut." Yeah, We Donut.
It said donut. It just big block letters,
Yep.
donut.
And you said there is a Korean son of a gun
That
in there
is what-
hooking up some donuts.
That's the donuts you want. Yeah.
Yep.
And no
And by the
Krispy
way,
Kreme, no Dunkin'. Yeah.
The place here
Yes.
in our town is called DK Donuts.
It used to be, but somebody bought them out, but they still make the
They
same
still make the
donuts.
same
Yeah.
donuts.
And it's still Eastern
It's got a new name,
Yeah, I think it's Goat
Goat
Star.
Star Donuts. That's the place here in town, and it used to be owned by, what's his name again?
A guy across the street from us, Long.
Long, because it's called DK Long Donuts, right?
DK Long Donuts. And we met
And
this guy,
Long is from Laos,
Laos. Yep.
right?
And when we first moved
Just
to
like
Idaho,
Khan from
Yep.
King of the Hill.
Yeah. Laos.
Yeah.
Laotian.
You stupid hillbilly. We might have to cut.
What ocean?
Whoops. Yeah.
Laotian, you stupid
But
hillbilly.
Long,
Yeah.
I remember when I was a teenager, and Long would come home and he would have a tray of fresh donuts that he would share to all the neighborhood kids. And you remember the time we went over there and he says, "You guys want to see how the donuts are made?" And he
Yes.
pulled us behind the counter.
Right.
And he had this big bed of oil, right?
Yep.
And he was, making the dough and stuff, and he made them into the circles, and he threw them out there, and then he set a timer, and I remember he kept making donuts, and this was the best part. That thing went ding, and he went over and he grabbed 2 chopsticks, and he went, bop, 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 and he
flipped 'em.
started flipping them.
Yeah.
And he was a machine with them chopsticks.
That dude knew what he was
And
doing.
I remember just going, wow.
Yeah.
It was poetry in motion, dude.
That's right. And so one of my sons, I don't know if you remember this. So
Let's
he gives
go.
us the full range, gives us all
He
donuts.
gives us this
Piping
was
hot
behind the
donuts.
scenes.
piping hot donuts,
Yep.
just fresh. And when you bite into them, it's like they melt. It's like they become part of your
The
aura.
perfect donut. Yeah.
And so we're all sitting around.
Like I
just-
said, the way God intended. Yeah.
And so I remember one of my sons was a little younger at the time, and he says, "So Long, is he Mexican?"
Yeah.
Because he didn't know that.
Yeah.
He didn't understand the different
Yeah.
nationalities.
I don't know if
at
I've
that
told
point.
you this, but growing up in Texas, and I think Texas is not growing up. We came here when I was 11. I did all my growing up here. But as a child in Texas,
Right.
it might be a little bit more diverse nowadays.
Yeah.
But when we were there, it was white people, Hispanic people, black people.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's all I knew.
Right.
So anybody who was not white and not black was Hispanic.
Right. Right.
I didn't really know a lot about Asian people and
Right,
stuff
right.
like that, right?
Right.
Or any other tints in between, right?
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that
That does
brother
make
of
sense.
ours,
Yeah. Yeah.
he didn't know what a Hispanic or an Asian dude
Right.
really looked like.
And we had no idea that Long was the donut guy until one night
he brought him out.
we're sitting in our living room. We get a knock on the door, and he lived across and one house over.
Yeah.
And he shows up with a giant box, not a regular sized box. And he says, "Would you guys like some donuts?" Right, and immediately, ding, ding, ding. I start
Yeah.
going off, and we have four boys at the time.
Yeah.
And he opens them, and like the smell, and they were his last batch of the day, and he was done for the day, and he was coming home, and he just gave them to us, and I'm like, holy apple fritters.
I
and
think that
chocolate
Long might have
covered.
been the first dude to do the slice of bacon on the maple bar.
If not, he was one of the original ones.
I think that's become a thing.
Yeah,
That's
everywhere.
spread through the nation. I think Long was the
Well,
first.
that's the
dude.
first place we saw him.
Yeah.
And I remember how that blew our minds.
Yep.
Yeah, and he got so smart. He would not only would we put a piece of bacon on there, but he would sprinkle bacon
Bits.
around the edges too. So every
Dadgummit.
bite, yeah,
Had bacon.
and he
in
would do it on a chocolate bar too. So he'd have maple bars.
The
with
maple
bacon
was the perfect combo, though.
for you. I like the chocolate.
I'm
and
a big
bacon,
maple
but-
bar guy.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
So I think we've
donuts,
narrowed it down for
like
your
8 items.
your last meal.
fried chicken. And
Well,
donuts.
if you get to decide, right? By the way, have you ever looked up what they record prisoners on death row?
oh, do they
What
really?
they record it, and you can look up what serial killers ordered on their
So
last.
their stats.
You can look up what Jeffrey Dahmer ordered on death row. You can look. Actually, sorry, I don't know if
Didn't
Dahmer.
they kill him in prison?
Yeah. But anyway, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
Ted Bundy,
because I would hate to see what he ordered.
BTK,
Dahmer?
all those dudes. No, I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, bring me a thigh, not a chicken thigh, right? Dadgummit.
You knew my mind went there. Didn't you? Yeah, he was an outlier. I'm glad his isn't recorded.
Yeah, bring me a wing, but not a chicken wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dadgummit, man. But no, you can look up what all those dudes ordered, and some of them
Wow.
when you're like, oh, that dude was a psychopath. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yep.
From what they ordered.
Yep. We'll have to look it up and talk about it
Okay.
sometime.
Okay.
But anyway, so we've narrowed it down for you. Death row. It's Don Hobgood's,
Fried
whatever
chicken.
Don Hobgood's mom is making.
That meal.
Her fried chicken and all the
Right.
sides.
Right.
And then a DK Long donut. Actually, have you experienced a better donut than Long's?
No, I haven't.
Long's is the best.
Yeah.
A DK Long donut with a scoop of Breyer's vanilla bean in the middle.
No, I think I'd go.
You
with
go
the
mint chocolate?
chip. Yeah.
You
If
think
it's
that
my
would,
last
you
meal,
think that would pair with the donut?
I don't care. It's my last meal.
Yeah.
I'm not going vanilla bean on my last meal. What kind? I would be a psychopath if I
You're
did
gonna
that.
go. You're gonna go Breyer's mint chocolate
I'm not
chip.
going, vanilla bean. Come on,
Yeah.
and it's great with chocolate for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But last meal, that is a psychopathic thing. To
Sure.
do.
Yeah. You
Vanilla
gotta go
bean.
hard. You gotta go hard on it.
Yeah. Can you? So I'm just imagining though now. Now that you said you can tell some guys are psychopaths, do you recall what they ordered or some of the things that they did order?
I don't remember. So I also heard this on a podcast where they looked it up and looked at it,
okay.
and I remember one of them ordered 2 gallons of mint chocolate chip ice cream. Actually was, and that's all he wanted.
I think I want to change my.
And fact check me in the comments if you know who that was.
Yeah.
But some of them
2
ordered,
gallons.
and that's all he wanted. And it might have been more than that. It might have been less, but
Right.
that's all he wanted was just mint chocolate. He didn't want nothing savory to go with it.
Wow.
But some dudes have. I don't.
Because
remember.
I'm thinking a psychopath. To me,
Yeah, he's like, bring me a bag of tangerines.
yeah, I'm thinking a box of Cheerios.
Yeah, not Honey Nut, regular
just
Cheerios.
Yeah. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like,
This guy needs to.
Yeah.
The electric chair is the place for him.
yeah, this is where he should be. Yeah, that's so funny. So we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine would be. I really love. It's called a California burrito or an Idaho burrito.
Okay.
And what? Excuse me. And what it is? Sorry, just burping. And what it is.
Our mouths are watering.
Yeah,
Talking
dag,
about food.
I'm gonna have to go
We're
stop.
burping. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to get a Whopper on the way home. Ain't even nothing about it. And typically what a California burrito is or an Idaho burrito is carne asada steak, and it's got guac, it's got pico, it's got the typical fixings, sometimes
Right.
sour cream cheese, and then it's got potatoes in it.
Oh,
Sometimes
you
it's
like the potatoes.
French fries. Usually French fries in the burrito.
Ah,
So I would go, and I love that thing.
Interesting.
I love that. Anywhere
How
that's
cool
got
is that your last meal you could go over and get right now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's that good to you.
That might be what I do.
Huh.
And then I would do that with chips and queso, probably.
Yeah.
And then for dessert, there is a homemade brownie recipe that Mom used to make.
Jerry Ballou was the guy's name.
Dang, there's a history. There's a history to it.
Yes, because we got that recipe from Shelly's dad, Bobby.
Okay.
And Bobby wrote that up. If we go over there and check the recipe right now, it's Bobby's handwriting. And
We have it.
I believe so.
We haven't made it in a decade.
Yeah, because it's too easy to make the other ones. But he
Yeah,
wrote down
the
Jerry
mix.
Ballou's mom's recipe because Jerry Ballou was one of his buddies. recipe.
Okay.
And he wrote it down for Shelly, and that's the brownie recipe.
And
we grew up with.
if I remember right, all you had to do was leave the cocoa out of it, and it could be a blondie also.
You know what? I think you're right. I think she made a lot of those like that too.
Because you can make a pan that was half and half.
That's right. She did that.
Because it wasn't,
you're bringing back stuff
the,
I've completely
the box
forgot about.
brownie mix comes out as like it's soupy, right? It's a mix.
Right.
This one came out as a dough.
Yeah.
That you would put out into the
She
pan.
would pat it down into the sides.
And then it would, yeah.
You're right.
So for dessert,
God,
I would want a pan of that and at least a corner of it blondie just for the variety.
Do you like the corner piece, or do you like the side piece, or do you like the middle without the crust?
You know what?
You don't care.
No.
Gotcha.
I think if you think one way or the other really heavily, you're just splitting hairs. You're just trying to.
Well, it is your last meal. So
Yeah,
you get to
but
split hairs. A little
anybody who's like, "Oh man, that's all corner pieces for me," you're just trying to be interesting. Get over yourself. A brownie is a brownie, homie. Get over it.
I hear you, but maybe they liked a little bit of a crispy edge.
As if you're not going to have 3 of them anyway.
I'm trying to give the guy a little grace
No.
here. You're like, as if you're not gonna...
No one has one brownie, and they only get the corner or they only get the center.
You got a point there.
You're going to have 3 of them, and you're going to have 1 or 2 that are corners and 1 or 2 that are centerpieces.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So now, if you only get one brownie, maybe you can say something, but ain't nobody just having one brownie.
That's true. You're usually going to get a handful.
You're
of
going to
those
have 2 or
suckers.
3 or 4 brownies.
Yeah. So even though we don't have a pretentious palates, we do like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think it might be quantity
You're
over
not giving
quality.
me one
It might
brownie.
be quantity over
I
quality.
ain't eating no one brownie.
Yeah.
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 And same thing with donuts, right?
Yep.
One donut is a tease.
And you better
to me.
have Netflix because I want to watch 3 or 4 episodes of Seinfeld while I'm eating my food.
Oh, that's. What do you watch for your last?
Seinfeld is the ultimate. It's my favorite TV show of all time, and it's
Yeah.
also the ultimate snacky show.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
sit down and eat some food and watch Seinfeld,
Yeah.
you are in for a good time.
That's true. That's true. No wonder it's on all the time. You can almost pull it up whenever you want.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to watch a movie. I don't think I would want. There's not like a last movie.
Right.
Dude, just drop me in the middle of any Seinfeld episode.
That's
you don't
true
even have to
because
start
you're
the
not really
episode.
sure which one it's going to be, and you know you're going to laugh. And
then
you
give
need
me
to be laughing on your way.
And then give me my final meal.
That's right.
And let me watch.
And then flick the switch.
Yep. That's a question. Let's finish up on that because I think we're
Okay.
running a little bit long.
Okay.
Electric chair, injection, firing squad
Oh, dude. You know me. If I got to go, I want to go with a bang.
with a bang.
But firing squad,
If you're gonna go with a bang, firing squad's the way.
yeah, but
Or hanging.
oh, hanging though is painful though. I don't want to be in a lot of pain. How about the guillotine? Is a guillotine an option?
Ooh.
The question is
Yeah.
when your head drops off, are you still
Yeah.
cognizant enough to see your
I don't know.
neck?
You think you might do like a live chicken kind of deal? Like you?
I don't know.
Your legs squirm for a little bit
Because
before.
if that's the case, that's
I don't
want
want to go get no.
I think I'd go guillotine if I knew
What if
the head would drop. and
Yeah,
I'd
but
get
what
to
if
watch
your
it.
head drops off and then you say something stupid because your brain's not working? Your head drops off and then that's all people remember you for is saying something stupid with your,
your
head
last
cut off.
words are like chicken nuggets?
I mean, that would be kind of cool, right?
Chicken.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's another episode. We talk about your last words.
Last words.
What do you
Yeah.
want to leave the world with?
I think I would go. You know what? Electric chair is pretty cool.
Electric chair, man. As long as the guy puts the sponge in the water. Remember that part of the Green Mile?
Yeah, I
One guy
suppose.
didn't.
Yeah.
That dude, that was violent. Boy.
Yeah. Electric chair is pretty cool if you got to go.
I know, but yeah, and it's supposed to be pretty quick.
And
too, right?
firing squad's pretty cool though too, especially because they always give the dude a cigarette. And I don't smoke.
I don't either.
But
I don't know, what would I do?
Taking a drag of a cigarette right before you
before the
get
firing squad?
pumped full of iron.
What if they said ready, aim, and you scream fire? That'd be the way to go.
Yeah.
Fire!
And I would do like in Red Dawn. I would scream, "Avenge me! Avenge me!" right before they pull the triggers.
To nobody.
And they're like, "What is we avenging him for? He's the one that killed 9 people."
avenging?
Yeah. What are we avenging him for? I would scream something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this how Rome treats its heroes? Right before I get popped.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, exactly,
Something.
exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
And they're like, "Who is he talking
You'd
to?"
have a lot of time to come up with your last lines, though. wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, you know, now that you say that, why not do firing squad? Because then you could yell out.
Because then you get
something.
to scream something.
And certainly that would make some sort of headlines that would
Yeah.
be plastered.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start thinking about what would I say My last little blurb.
So dumb. I would say something that's equal parts cool and equal parts confusing. Right? Because they're like, man, what a line. But who is he talking
What
to?
the heck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Or you tell the first half of a great joke, and they never get to hear the punchline. They're left hanging,
Yep.
and they can't wait to see you in the afterlife.
So dumb.
What
man.
was the punchline?
Yeah. And you're like, I ain't telling you, you shot me.
You let it happen. You'll
Yeah.
never get that punchline.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is your own personal hell. No donuts, and you don't get the punchline.
Yep.
That's
So dumb,
hell.
man. All right. All right.
right,
We're
thanks,
off the
guys.
rails now. Yeah. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.